PeerSafe company. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hear you clearly.
Great.
Very good, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Cliff. I'm very glad to join the Hyperledger Sydney online meetup. Today, I want to share PeerSafe Fabric commercial application with you. Okay. Sorry. Oh, okay. We are living in the internet area. More and more information about our life and work are recorded on internet. So besides the human space and the physical space we lived before, now internet becomes the third information space. But the internet is a highly centralized network. It has 4 kinds of challenges. Firstly, the centralized internet is not safe. In 2016, hackers used DDoS attacks DYN servers, resulting in half of the US breaking the network. Secondly, addressing costs. Deloitte estimated that the cost of financial clearing and the settlement is about $65 billion a year. Thirdly, user privacy. In April 2018, 50 million Facebook users leaked information. Finally, trust crisis. By 2019 in China, the number of P2P financial institutes shut down reached 6,041. So, are there any technology can solve these problems? The answer is blockchain. The blockchain originates from security technology and builds trust mechanism by cryptography algorithm. It is a decentralized distributed ledger. It consists of 2 existing old technologies. One is cryptography, which builds trust. The cryptography technology is a common language in the world, even in the universe, I think. The other is P2P communication, which can transmit the information and trust among multiple parties. So the blockchain trust comes from science technology, not a centralized authority. Then somebody may ask, is that blockchain equals Bitcoin? I can say no. Blockchain is a technology. Bitcoin is the first and successful blockchain use case in financial area. And I think blockchain have more potential usage than Bitcoin. It's a very wonderful technology. We are entering the new area of blockchain. The internet development is a category with 3 phases. Phase 1 is PC internet. Phase 2 is mobile internet. Both of them is used for information transmission. Phase 3 is blockchain internet. It can transmit value through internet. For example, if you send a Bitcoin to your friend by internet, it's not only transfer digital number, but also a value which can change to local money. It's a great improvement for transaction to save time and cost. So we can say that blockchain is still in the beginning, just as early as internet in 1994 or 1995, I think. PeerSafe is a leading global enterprise blockchain solution service provider. Our slogan is technology changes the world and creates more credible future. And we joined the Hyperledger in 2016. Okay. Then I will introduce the Hyperledger Fabric commercial case study. We have communicated with nearly 1,000 enterprises about the blockchain application and summarized with 3 modes. The firstly is synchronization. The blockchain is naturally do the data synchronization between nodes. So it's very suitable with governments to do supervision. If the government add a node on the blockchain, so it can gather data information in real time. Secondly is mutual trust. The key characteristics of blockchain is trust. We need not trust any third party or powerful party. We trust the cryptography technology. We trust the smart contracts. So on the basis of mutual trust, we can upload the data to the blockchain, make data sharing, and improve the service efficiency. Thirdly is the traceability. As blockchain records the data with timestamp and cannot be tampered, so it is convenient for data audits and tracing. We found that only blockchain technology can support the three modes simultaneously. So if a scenario including all the three modes, then blockchain will be the best solution. As the electronics pay is very convenient and popular today, but the bank-to-bank business is still running in a traditional way and meets three kinds of risks. As China's economy is increasing very fast, the great amounts of money transfer between banks frequently and created liquidity risk. And the operation risk included reconciliation, opening accounts, documents of title, funds transfer paths, and many other points. As credit leverage increase, the high default rates of credit assets cost on credit risk. Supply chain finance is a very hot topic these years, but supply chain finance industry still have some problems. The first is asymmetric information between upstream and downstream firms. Data island is very popular. The second problem is imperfect credit system, difficult to prove the authenticity of information and the failure to monitor the breaches of contracts. Thirdly is the financing difficulties. The middle and the small enterprise is hard to make financing, and the financing cost is so high. The financial industry challenge existing for a long time. So how to solve it? The answer is Financial+Blockchain. It's plus blockchain, not blockchain plus. We need not reconstruct the financial IT system. With overlay blockchain on the existing financial information system, we can provide the API and SDK to integrate the current IT system, turn a single center into a multi-center architecture, use distributed ledger to realize transaction and accounts into one, achieve safe and efficient financial business on blockchain. We use the alliance blockchain technology. The banks form a multi-center alliance chain. Every alliance member bank set up one blockchain node. It's composed of 3 layers. Layer 1 is P2P network of multi-member. Multi-member participation is very important. If only 2 members join the network, it cannot do consensus and no meaning. Layer 2 is consensus. After successfully consensus, the bank business information is written into one ledger. And the layer 3 is smart contracts. It is very important that the services must have common rule for multiple members. Then write the rule in smart contracts and automatically operation. It achieves business coordination through sharing of ledgers, especially for multiple members which lack trust in each other. Okay, this is a commercial use case for blockchain-based letter of credit system, BCLC, for CITIC, Minsheng, and Suning Bank composed the lines. As the SWIFT agents bank model needs too long time in transit for bank. The paper credit letter is easily to fake. The letter of credit platform uses the Fabric blockchain technology to link multiple banks to build the interbank credit information transmission system. The banks can share the credits of letter information on the blockchain. The system shortens each link time of the opening, notification, delivery, acceptance, and the payment of the letter of credits, and decrease the transmission time to second level, increasing business process efficiency. This platform is put into use on July 2017, and the first domestic credit letter service is launched, and the transaction amount is about 100 million RMB. This case is China Construction Bank blockchain trade financial platform. As we know, the forfeiting service is no offer platform, and the acquiring is of high cost and low efficiency. The transmission of trade quotation exists risks. Creditors' rights are transmitted through SWIFT, and the information is easily be tampered. Forfeiting CCB's overseas branches can't use EDI to exchange messages because they are not members of the FCI. The information transferred through paper files is of low efficiency, high cost, uncertainty, security, and operation risk. So an inter-adjacent blockchain underlying platform based on the cross-domain and cross-system IT governance of Hyperledger Fabric has been established. This underlying platform helps to establish an efficient, secure, credible, and traceable trade finance service ecosystem among organizations with low-cost business information transfer and depository receipts. Till now, the transaction volume exceeds 360 billion RMB. On October 2019, the China Construction Bank launched BC Trade 2.0. It's at a new business factory. The system is consist of commercial factoring company and banks. The factoring company can sell the factor to bank. All the process can be done online. The account receivable transfer buyer rights confirmation is visual. The block info cannot be tampered, and the invoice information is traceable. Okay, this is the China Trade and Financial Blockchain platform planned by China Bank Association. PeerSafe provides important technical service support for the platform. It is responsible for drafting various technical standards and interface standards and developing the underlying blockchain platform. It has developed and shared the source code of national cryptography algorithm besides system testing and joint adjustments work. It uses the credits of letter and forfeiting standards. It uses multi-chain architecture, and it contains 4 layers: nuclear layer, business chain layer, application service layer, and the UI layer. It contains the top 12 banks, including the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, Agricultural Bank of China, Bank of China, Construction Bank of China, and HSBC China, etc. The platform has launched letter of credit service since December 2018. The first interbank transaction verification of forfeiting secondary markets was completed on December 2019, with ICBC Sichuan branch as the buyer and the Communication Bank's Sichuan branch as the seller. The system has 4 layers. Layer 1 is for supervise and maintenance provided by China Banking Association. Layer 2 is for 12 big banks. The layer 3 is for city banks which deploy with peer. And the layer 4 is for small financial institutes which join with clients. Now, the platform is planning to absorb more small and medium banks to build a big alliance. Foundational service is launching, including credits of letter and forfeiting, and it is planning other services such as factoring, double factoring, and refactoring, documents payable, IOT+Blockchain, including chattel financing and warehouse receipt financing, blockchain guarantee, supply chain. The platform fundamentally solves the problems of low efficiency, asymmetric information, and the lack of unified standards in the semi-manual process of interbank trade and the finance business. This fully meets the strategic development requirements of the states, taking blockchain as an important breakthrough for independent innovation of core technology and accelerating the development of blockchain technology and industry innovation. PeerSafe provides beer blockchain for Jiangsu Bank and the Wuxi Countryside Commercial Bank on 1st November 2018. As we know, the beer service launched by enterprise customer of Wuxi Bank and the Jiangsu Bank signed the beer in the blockchain. After the enterprise customer log in the network bank, it can launch discount application to Bank A, and then the customer information will store immediately in the blockchain and cannot be tampered by third party. And Bank B will compare the beer paper and the information in blockchain to avoid use fake beer. It solved the problem how to authenticate the ID information of customer who own the beer and build the trust between the enterprise to bank and the bank to banks. In the supply chain financial industry, the bank only trusts the core enterprise and the tier 1 supplier or seller. So most upstream and downstream vendor cannot get financing from banks. In order to comply with the requirements, we cooperate with Fusion Group to build a blockchain supply chain financial platform. Depending on the credits of the core enterprise and using the blockchain technology, the accounts payable of the core enterprise can be billed. So if we add core enterprise, suppliers, fund party onto blockchain, after the financial institutes provide credit limits, the accounts payable of the core enterprise can be put on blockchain as a digital assets. After upstream suppliers of core enterprise receiving accounts payable bill, it can be used for refinancing or for payments to upstream and downstream suppliers. And the accounts payable can be split and easily to transfer to upstream and downstream suppliers. All the operation and the transactions are transparent in alliance and cannot be forged. Here is the Suning Blacklist data sharing platform. The Suning group has several financial institutes and the blacklist data is not shared. The reason is they are afraid the blacklist data will leak if shared to others. So it is hard to have a complete blacklist to check. We have established two chains for blacklist data sharing platform. One is data chain, which records the blacklist. The other is transaction chain for stimulation. If you upload blacklist to the platform, you can get the token award. If you download the Blacklist, you need to pay token. Set up compliance service. When the Blacklist data is found to be fake, the query organization can sue the data provider in the system. All customer privacy information, such as ID card number and name data on the chain, are encrypted and stored after desensitization. At the same time, sensitive information, such as customer loan amounts and overdue days, are all stored on the blockchain after being tagged. What's more, the platform creatively adopts the mechanism of anonymous publishing and query, and the institutions that query data and the institutions that are queried are anonymous operations, which fully protects the commercial secrets of financial institutions. Now, the platform is running for more than 1 year. 11 million blacklist data are accumulated. It is very useful for cost reduction and risk control for financial institutions. Now, let's have a short summary about the key factor of financial blockchain business. Firstly, mutual trust. Multiple parties participate and build alliance blockchain of financial institutions to enhance mutual trust. Secondly is sharing. All parties implement open, transparent, synchronized, and temporal-proof financial data storage on the blockchain and enhance business efficiency through sharing data. Thirdly, exchange. Using blockchain to realize electronic property rights and the transfer of property rights between non-trust entities. Firstly is mutual supervision. Supervise and trace audits data and promotes the development of RegulTech. Okay, the second part is governments plus blockchain. This is use case for general administration of China customs. The China custom clearance of imports and exports is inefficient and costly. Financial institutions have limited service capabilities and the risks are difficult to control. It is hard for enterprise in the import and export business to get financing, and it is difficult to break the traditional business model. So, build a trade alliance including all participants from the overseas trading, declaring, finance, insurance, shipping, inspection, customs declaration, domestic warehouse, logistic freights to domestic clients, etc. All key information and data in the whole cross-border trade process are secured to be true and fundamentally interconnected. Participants' data cross-validation to improve the credibility of the data and strengthen the transaction credits of the company. Through 285 core elements fields and 7 sets of standard interface services and application systems, the underlying blockchain platform, TBC Blockchain Cross-Border Trade Express, has attracted 81 enterprises with 7 main roles: trader, supplier, warehouse, customs, broker, bank, inspection, customs, and 4 business areas of cross-border trade, trader, logistics, finance, and supervision. By October 9, 2019, the on-chain bank has provided 163 million RMB low-interest loans to on-chain trading enterprises, which truly reflects the trust value of TBC blockchain cross-border trade platform. Jiangsu Electric Power Company material allocation efficiency is very low and cannot be traced. So based on the intelligent deployment platform WisChain, to realize the easy deployments and visible maintenance services, they use blockchain smart contracts to do the material allocation in the departments between the whole company. United Agricultural Material Suppliers, banks, and platform operators to build agricultural supply chain blockchain platforms, give the startup funds to the poverty. The blockchain system will track the ecological tracking from the seedling to the product's tracking and provide traceability service in the process of ecological tracking breeding, and the e-commerce commercial platform to sell the products tracking and return the deposit money to the bank, ensure the reasonable flow of low funds and control the risk of poverty alleviation loans. This is the use case for China Hunan Agricultural University, the anti-COVID-19 blockchain system connecting with the campus system, reports and store the personal health status and location information onto blockchain, connects with the big data plus RPA technology company to screen the personnel to ensure the safety of the return trip to school, help the governments and the universities effectively improve the COVID-19 control ability, and improve the efficiency of the grassroots verification work. Okay, the third part is the IoT area. Blockchain is encrypts digital technology. It can connect digital space directly, but in physical space, all the things is not digital number. It is hard to connect blockchain. So how to solve the problem? How to ensure the data is true in the blockchain? The answer is IoT, Internet of Things technology. The IoT, blockchain, and AI are new digital technology. IoT is digital accumulation. Blockchain is digital trust. AI is digital intelligence. They are three-in-one integration relationships. Firstly, the IoT technology creates data from the physical world. Secondly, the blockchain store data and ensure the data cannot be tampered. Thirdly, the AI can deal with the credible data and do analysis and make it useful for production. The golden combination of the IoT plus blockchain is applied and changing the chattel financial field. Technology will perfectly show how to transmit the value of real-world things to the network financial environments. With this change, the chattel financing business will inevitably change from mode to process, and from structure to contents. After collecting the source data by IoT equipment and immediately put the information onto the blockchain, the financial institutes one node of the block. The collateral information can be supervised and updated synchronously. In the scenario based on alliance chain, customers, regulators, insurance, and quality inspectors and other participants perform their duties and supervise together after the whole process of information is upchained, visible, controllable, and unalterable. Many processes can be automatically verified, matched, and approved online. With the widely application and the penetration of IoT and blockchain in the field of supply chain, it's realizing the value interaction between things and the people. The risk control thinking, risk control method, and the process under the chattel financing will totally change. Through the technology of IoT plus blockchain, the chattel is transformed into a supervisable, trustworthy, and financial digital assets, which enlarges the attributes and the boundary of collateral, thus expanding the scope of collateral, financing customers, and the business scope. So we can use IoT to get the basic information of goods, on-the-way information, warehouse information, goods trading information, customer information, all on the train, and interact with ERP system, warehouse WMS system for C-end, B-end customers, funding party, and the cooperative partners can make a financial ecology chain. We can provide the traceability of commodities, brand guarantee, and the financial services. The IoT plus blockchain system architecture consists of 4 parts. The Internet of Things perception layer includes all kinds of sensors, which collects the location, temperature, humidity info, and send to the blockchain service engine layer through smart application network. The blockchain data service platform provides the data encrypts, source record, privilege control, and data verification function. The business platform and the intelligent risk control layer using big data and AI technology to realize smart dynamic control, network management, and warranty management. The business application interaction layer uses SDK and web service API to support mobile app and web application. Okay, this is a IoT plus blockchain plus financial case for Fuxing Group. The traditional logistic information is easily be tampered, so we use the IoT equipment to monitor the logistic information and the real-time reports to blockchain. And the logistic information, including location, temperature, and humidity, etc. Another information is about the electronic lock status, open and close time, position, who operates the lock, etc. After sending it to the delivery system, cross-validation of IoT system and the logistic system data ensures that information can be self-evident in business chain. Then, with this true information to Fuxing Group, it can provide the financing service to exporter if the goods is just on the truck. The case is successfully used in China-Europe express transportation. The cargo dynamic on-the-road transportation tracking detail process is as follows. The cargo owner publish transport information, and the drivers pick up orders on app, then establish matching relationship among drivers, vehicles, and transport bears, and start transport and push delivery notice. Then deposit bill, loading bill, freight bill are all recorded on blockchain. And the on-the-way abnormal events warning will also broadcast to all parties in the blockchain. After navigates to the place of delivery, the driver enters delivery information, then completes the order. This is the blockchain warehouse supervision platform used for Dolphin WMS system. With IoT plus blockchain, it realizes the mapping between physical assets to digital assets, using smart contracts to preset the collateral value. With IoT technology, the goods information in warehouse can be collected in real time, automatic risk warning, and sent to enterprise ERP. ERP provides collateral value data. The goods mortgage system provides pledge value management, risk control, and early warning. Blockchain and IoT information verify each other to ensure that the goods control is reliable and effective. So the warehouse goods owner can get financing service from Fusion Group more cheaper and quickly. This is the real warehouse scene. It realizes end-to-end control from factory to warehouse and the sales shop. If the goods number changed or abnormally moved to other space, then the system will report alarm. Then I will briefly introduce PeerSafe products. We have two categories of products. One is distributed safety products. The other is blockchain products. The PeerSafe distributed file system, shadow disk, PeerSafe P2P encryption communication software shadow talk and the shadow box, Transico and the Fabric, PeerSafe blockchain super workstation, and the PeerSafe supply chain financial platform, token platform, certificates storage platform, traceability and data sharing platform. Okay, this is the distributed network products. The Shadow Talk is a safe and reliable chat tool. It's using P2P information security encryption technology. No central server and cannot be monitored by any third party. It can download in App Store or Google Play. And the Shadow Box is a hardware version of Shadow Talk. It is a personal exclusive server for safe communication. Dedicated hardware supports for storing personal files and messages. And I believe Shadowbox may be the safest communication tool in the world now. Shadow Disk is using distributed file system to protocol to store file. It uses contents hash addressing instead of IP address. It supports file fragmentation and is suitable for store big files like videos. Okay, so this is the Transico blockchain database application provided by PeerSafe. With the development of computer and network communication technologies, the data technology has become important approach for mass data organization and management in the information society. It is also the basis for the information network system of modern enterprises. As the enterprise data and IT resources are continuously concentrated, the centralized database faced the following challenges during its operation. First is the data authenticity. The centralized database can be easily attacked by hackers or be tampered by internal person, resulting in great economic losses. Secondly, the data security. The traditional host backup disaster recovery scheme cannot be activated normally due to the system failure caused by data loss. Thirdly, is data consistency. There are always conflicts in the data synchronization operations between the original and multiple duplicates, resulting in unrecoverable database damage. So TransCycle is PeerSafe's open source blockchain platform. It integrates the characteristics of blockchain and traditional distributed database. All operations on the data table are recorded in the blockchain in the form of log, provides data services that cannot be tampered and can be recovered at any ports and in any time. And we have open sourced TransCycle on GitHub in October 2017. So, as we know, the Fabric rollouts meets two kinds of problems. The one is difficult to deployments. Blockchain consists of multiple nodes. If we use command line to do operation, it takes long time and easy to make faults. Secondly, the maintenance cost is high. The smart contract upgrade is difficult and it's hard to know the node status. Most of the maintenance work need manual operation. And for banks, it takes long time to approve the manual operation work. So PeerSafe launched the WisChain application platform. It is a WisChain tool to provide the one-button deployments, rapid construction of blockchain networks for different enterprise and visible maintenance. So this is the software interface you can see. The PeerSafe blockchain super workstation is a software and hardware integrated blockchain application products, which realizes the full scene service of physical host plus blockchain network plus application system plus operation and maintenance monitoring. Each node can install with the blockchain underlying architecture software, TransCycle, Fabric, and other mainstream blockchain underlying architecture. And here is the user interface about our workstation. It shows number of users, certificates, size of certificates, and monitor the operation data. As PeerSafe is Hyperledger training partner, we have launched a Fabric learning online course. We have several Hyperledger certificated CHFA engineers. And in this course, it will teach you how to successfully develop the Fabric projects. For the typical application, we have put into commercial uses. We have summarized with 5 platforms. First is the PeerSafe Supplychain financial platform, relying on the trust transmission of the core enterprise on the blockchain, focus on the core enterprises and the upstream and the downstream multi-level supply chain enterprises. The PeerSafe token platform be flexibly applied to external marketing or internal management of enterprises. And the PeerSafe certificate storage platform is established alliance chain with judicial notary office, judicial appraisal office, arbitration institution, courts, and other institutions. Solidify the evidence in the blockchain certificate storage platform. The PeerSafe traceability platform provides safe, reliable, and easy-to-use information inputs, equipment management, traceability query, and other services for governments, enterprises. And the PeerSafe data sharing platform The Alliance Chain ecosystem provides data assets and services, connects data producers, consumers, and the pricing framework. The data using on the chain must obey the data contracts made by the alliance parties so as to ensure the security and compliance of data sharing. Okay, that's all. Thanks. If you have any questions, you can ask me now.
Thanks, Ms. Chen. Any questions? If you wanted to raise it, you can unmute yourself or you put your question in the chat box. I can read it for you. Any questions?
I can ask a question, right?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, how are you?
How are you, Julian?
hope all is well, right? And hope all is well. So just, you know, obviously blockchain is big in China, right? And I always find these amazing, these case studies so amazing, right? Such scale. And I know we've been working, you know, for a number of years. How has COVID affect things, you know, in China and some of these cases? Has it become, has the need for blockchain grown, you think? Or what's the kind of, where are we today in blockchain in China?
Okay. Yes, I think, you know, in the beginning of this year, there's very few solutions for blockchain to solve the COVID problem. Yeah, but in the March or April, so many blockchain solutions come out. Yeah, we have launched this solution in March in the Hunan Agriculture University. Yeah, I think the most important is that we use the blockchain to save the COVID-19 data very safely, cannot be tampered. As you know, many data, especially some data reported by the personnel is not true, or in the government's even in the government's leader, maybe sometimes they will change the data. That's very terrible, I think. If we save the data in blockchain, then it will be true and cannot be tampered. And secondly is with blockchain, we can connect with different parties, like the government, the supervised institution, and the universities, and they can cooperate together to verify the data if it's true or not. Yeah, such as we can say they can do the consensus each other. Yes.
Okay, excellent. Yes. Yeah, lots happening in China. I can definitely see that, right? And globally, actually, with COVID.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think it's great. Anything to do with supply chain. The main thing I see from what you're doing is main thing is supply chain, right? Where supply chain hits finance seems to be the key. Supply chain finance, trade finance, forfeiting, all these things are just made for blockchain, right? And in China, they've just gone to scale and already in production. And it's very exciting.
Yes, because as you know, Julian, because the forfeiting and the credit of letter. So for these services, they have the common rule in the financial industry. But the financial, as you know, the supply chain financial, the rule is not very common between the different banks or different financial institutes. So it's just the very beginning. Yeah, we start to do some trial in some financial institutes to do the supply chain financial. Yeah.
Okay, great. I think we've got other questions now.
Okay.
Cool. I got some questions here, Ms. Chen. So one is security identity the key differentiator for blockchain? What's your view?
Security identification. I think the privacy of the data in blockchain is very important. Yeah. So we can use some technology to enhance the security in the blockchain, such as the zero knowledge verification. Yeah. So, and such as we can use the enhanced encryption algorithm, and also we can use some multiple signature. Yeah. Also, our PeerSafe also research this kind of privacy technologies now. Yeah. And we are planning maybe do some code and contribution to the fabric in the future.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay. So next question from chat was Justin is asking, you know, the software, you know, the broker. I mean, probably he refers, you know, the use case in your presentation, the brokers and the intermediaries. What is the software, or what is the platform? Is it a web page based a software platform or something else?
Sorry, you mean which commercial cases I should in this? Is this an IoT case?
Hey, Justin, are you able to hear Mr. Chen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you able to, you know, let him know, you know, which use case you're referring, you know, through your question? Is this is the one, or something else? Which you were asking about, you know, the broker and the intermediaries.
I think he's just said yes by chat. That's the one.
Okay.
He's
yeah.
Okay.
No problem. Yeah.
He's having problems with
that. Yeah. Thanks, Julian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific information can be provided, Ms. Chen? So the software or platform used by the broker or intermediaries. Yeah.
Software.
Yeah.
By the broker.
Yeah.
Software we use Fabric. Yeah, in the blockchain 1.4 version. Yeah.
Okay. I think he's asking, you know, the software used, you know, by the broker and the intermediaries, you know, from what I can read, but that's all right. We just park this. Justin, you know, if you have further questions, wanted to, you know, put some specific information there, you can, you know, have a chat with Ms. Chen after this session. You know, he shared his email address at the last slide. Okay, I'll read next questions from you, Justin. So okay. Justin is asking, you know, if any examples of the tasks, you know, would they complete? I mean, probably still with the, you know, the software used by brokers and intermediaries. Yeah. So approval, deny, verify, and the stock control.
So stock control. You mean that the IoT? This one. You mean the warehouse control?
Is it a yes, Justin?
Yeah, it's all commercial cases. Yeah, I introduced. I like this one. The blockchain system connecting with the WMS system.
Okay. Is that web page based application or is something else?
It's a web-based application in the yeah, but I cannot share to here because it's sensitive.
Okay, no worries. Okay, no worries at all. Okay, no worries. Okay, cool. Hopefully, you could be fine, Justin. So I'll read next one, Ms. Chen, from the chat box.
Okay.
So someone's asking about, so can you please talk a little bit more about the token platform you have introduced before, which blockchain technology is based on?
Okay, token platform. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you know, the token is the normal token is forbidden in China. Yeah, since 2018. So but the token you can use for the enterprises. Yeah. For example, I have shared a case in the Suning Blacklist sharing platform. In that case, we can provide a token. Yeah, but this token is created by our Transico platform. Yeah, and the Fabric platform is provided the Blacklist data. So we have the two chains. The two chains can work together. Yeah. So this token platform mainly for our Transico products. Yeah.
Okay. From the Transico product by PeerSafe.
Yeah. Okay. By PeerSafe, like this product, Transico.
Okay.
Yes.
So that means PeerSafe's own product.
Yeah.
Okay. No worries.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, but this Transico is already open sourced. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So can be found from GitHub, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay, so I'll just read next question from Kevin. Kevin's asking, for the use cases provided, how was the compute equity and infrastructure costs shared with network participants split across the users? Besides invitation into the permissioned network, how was the hardware cost shared with the parties and the cost of adoption shared?
Okay. This
I
is a very
important, within the blockchain network you have built for the enterprise customer, what was the cost, for example, hardware cost, maybe operational cost, right? So involved, and how this cost, had been split across, multiple participants of the network, and even, to the user level. Yeah.
Okay, good questions. Yeah. So we sell the blockchain products not for one enterprise. As you know, in China, our blockchain is the alliance blockchain. So we were faced with so many enterprises. So normally there are two kinds of business mode. One is in the blockchain alliance, there is a alliance leader. Such alliance leader, they will pay all the cost, and the alliance member will share the platforms freely. This is one business mode. The other is they can share the cost together. Yeah. So I think in China, the most important is all the participants to the blockchain, they can get the benefits, So such as improve the service efficiency. For example, if we use blockchain for the credit of letter, it can save time and improve the customer satisfaction. Yeah. So I think the cost so is not the cost can be afforded by the participants together. It's the most popular business mode. Yeah.
Okay. So, so I'll read next question to you. Is that fine, Mr. Chen?
Okay.
Okay, cool. So also from Kevin. So he's asking, there are a number of blockchain protocols and projects, R3, Fabric, etc. There's strides taken from interoperations between the platforms. I believe Kevin's referring, operability or connectivity across these blockchain platforms, from R3 to Fabric, something like that, So have you done something like that, or do you see there's a real requirement from the enterprise customer?
Okay, the cross-blockchain requirements, I think we have met this kind of requirements from customer. Yeah, the normally solution is use the SDK or API. We can build a platform. Then we can provide the common SDK. Through the platform, they can exchange the data between the different blockchain structure, like the Fabric and the R3 or Transico. Yeah. It is. I think it is not a real cross-chain. Yeah, yes. To realize the real cross-chain, I think that they must change a lot to the blockchain underlying structure. That's very difficult.
Yeah, it shouldn't be easy, right? So I mean, from the blockchain point perspective, we have to consider, the consensus across chain, considering, different, mechanism utilized by different chain and under this different structure, and how could we be able to ensure, the smart contract, the execution of smart contract, done, in one chain, and how could that be done in another chain, and make sure, the consistency of the transactions, broadcast or accepted, by the nodes on the other side. Yeah, might not be an easy job. Okay, cool. Any other questions, guys?
Sorry, maybe can I also
Mr.
add
Chen?
Kevin here as well? Yeah.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, I didn't really want to interject, so I was typing.
No worries at all. Yeah.
So, yeah, the only reason why I asked was because a lot of the blockchain projects that you see and your PeerSafe has been building in China is very wide networks of like banks and also trades that are being conducted, right? So the only question I had for like interchain like integrations, especially when we are dealing with like cross-border sort of like transactions of data, right? Not just from the technology level, but also for like say legal level, right? So for example, your LCs and your BLs and your title deeds, yes, they are sort of like the use case has been built with a wide variety showing the traction of the technology. But what's your view for like the execution of these kind of transactions across borders, across different networks, right? Because like there is going to be a lot of, I would say, consortiums that come up into the space, all solving similar problem statements. So is there a way for them to integrate or be able to communicate with each other moving forward? It's more from like his view on like the future, not whether or not it's achievable today. Yeah. Did you get the question?
You also want to see the cross blockchain solution.
No. I'm saying that a lot of the trades or the use cases, right? That was
Use case.
showcase. Yes, is mainly done in domestic China. So for cross-border,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
For
Yeah. It's
cross-border, how does it
many.
really go? Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's okay. So I introduced this case are all commercial cases, mainly running in China. Yeah. Some cases is running in globally. Yeah. For example, the blockchain trade financial platforms. Yeah, they are running from China, and the China Bank's overseas addresses. Yeah, the legal part, I think um, the alliance, the alliance members, they will sign the legal papers about how to build the blockchain, how to build the smart contracts to obey the service rule. So the agreements will solve the legal problem.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because like with trade, like some countries can do like without digital, with digital documents. Others are more paper driven, right? So how do you like bridge that gap? But I think you answered the question with like it is run by the Alliance core members. So, yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
I can add to that if you want, right? Because we're doing a lot in Hyperledger on trade finance. We have a trade finance working group, which everyone's welcome to, right? Which is now at an Asia Pacific friendly time. But yeah, the world is full of many. We.Trade, we have in China, we have eTrade Connect here, we have many on R3 as well, right? So we have all these different trade finance networks. Most of them are domestic rather than international. We have DLT ledgers in Singapore. So yeah, so the big question is how do you, from a technical level and plus a business perspective, how do those connect together? So what is the connectivity between those? Is it going to be a world of chains or one chain, or how's that going to work? I think that's still open. And then interconnectivity, between China and others. And then of course there's a whole thing about trade and customs and documents. And we have seen that it's something that's been discussed in the Trade Finance Network a lot now, and we've had a lot of discussion, is that during COVID, it actually has been a period where governments and ISS and some of these standards have said, we can now take these documents and digitize them. So it's not just about the technology, it's also about the culture and the ability to trust, digitize documents like letters of credit, a bill of lading, and these kind of things. So we're seeing that kind of accelerate at the moment. So it's part of the business and the technology. Actually, in Hyperledger, we have a new project, I think it's called Hyperledger Cactus today, which was contributed originally by Accenture and others around interoperability. In China, we have, and Financial have interoperability, Tencent, they all have interoperability solutions, mainly at the technical level, connecting between some domestic kind of technologies and local technologies. And then the other interoperability is what happens if you run on multiple clouds infrastructures, right? So can you run one node on Azure, one node on AWS, one node on Tencent? So there's lots of questions around interoperability. And actually, we've got a number of working groups. I think it's a fascinating area. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. So happy to.
Yeah, thanks, Julian. Yeah, hey, drop us the link into the discussions. I think definitely gonna be interesting space to watch. Yeah. So thank you so much for fielding the questions. Yeah.
Okay. No problem. Momentarily, no problem.
Cool. Thanks, Julian. Any other questions? Okay, I think we kind of run out of time. Thanks a lot, everyone, for your time to join this, Hyperledger meetup, virtual meetup. Yeah, so have a nice day, have a nice afternoon, have a nice evening. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Chen. Excellent.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Chen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
再见。